Hello everybody, and today I'm going to be talking about a situation where a TikToker basically killed their neighbor for some of that TikTok clout. And of course, we all know that TikTok clout makes people crazy, but this has to be one of the craziest situations I've actually seen of people doing stuff for just likes on TikTok. Now, the situation is crazy, and of course, my condolences to the family member that actually passed away from this situation. But before I start, make sure you like the video and subscribe, because I think this situation is definitely pretty interesting. And thankfully, the person who actually did this is in jail now, I believe, so the menace is definitely off the streets. But today I'm going to be going over this entire situation. So it basically starts off with this guy named Zachary, or Zach, just being on TikTok as a normal person actually would be. He was around 16 when this situation actually began and 18 when it ended, but at the beginning he was just posting random TikToks. Now, his TikToks weren't getting very many likes, and it pretty much makes sense since he was posting these cringe type of TikToks where he's like standing next to a car, or he's instead of a military uniform, and he's like people in the army, drives a Mustang or a Camaro. Not Camaro, Camaro. Yeah, I just can't talk. Anyways, I could drink more than you, get called stuck up, always loud, chair force, anger issues, has guns, and of course likes to party. Now, he was pretty normal, but he definitely was a bit of a menace. He had a record before all this happened with his neighbors, and he's obvious that he was a troublemaker, and I have no idea how he actually got money to buy all these cars and such. Like, he has a really nice car, and he also has a wife, which is very interesting. But basically the reason this all started was actually because of his car. He was driving extremely fast. I'm talking 100, and he was going over the speed limit, obviously, and I'm pretty sure inside of a residential area. So
video shows 18-year-old Zachary Latham racing through the quiet suburban streets in Vineland, New Jersey at more than 100 miles an hour.
No doubt he was extremely loud and extremely annoying, and also it was dangerous because people are just trying to drive normally, and this guy's acting like a total menace, speeding down the road. Not to mention, he was also filming TikToks inside of the driver's seat, basically just detailing his crime that he's committing, catching himself in 4K, speeding. So this guy's basically just a massive menace, all for some TikTok clout. So like a normal person, his neighbors were annoyed, and they called the police because he was speeding and being extremely loud. Then he recorded this video of the neighbor complaining, and he calls her Karen, which she's not being a Karen, she's being a normal person. You're literally going 100 down a residential area. Obviously people are going to complain.
What are you gonna do, Karen?
That's not my name, so get my name straight. Go ahead.
You okay, Karen? Go ahead, get my tag.
Let's go.
Get my tag, Karen.
My name is not Karen, so get my name straight.
Get my tag, it's okay.
A45MFA. Sir, is an officer?
All because my car is loud. 3 cop cars.
And at the end he says, there's 3 police cars, all because my car was loud. No, it's because you're speeding and you could get someone killed. Like, it's not just because your car is quote unquote loud. But this video managed to get 3 million views, and people are telling him to just go and harass the neighbors, egg their house, be a total menace to these neighbors, like just make their life just significantly worse. So we had to continue. Whenever you get caught on TikTok, it's like a downward spiral. You have to keep on doing stuff that's worse and worse and worse to get any type of views, and that's why there's so many dangerous TikTok challenges, and the people who actually compete in them end up getting like 3 million views or 5 million views on one video, and then for the rest of the videos they get like 1,000 views. Like, it just doesn't work at all, because you just have to keep going up and up with crazier things, so it's just not worth it at all. But this guy decided that it was worth it, and he was gonna mess with his neighbors some more. And after the video blew up, he actually drove by his neighbor's house and screamed, or at least said to them in some way that, hey Karen, the TikTok went viral, or something along those lines, and I believe he even gave her a kissy face or something, just trying to be annoying. Also, there's no doubt in my mind that this guy was no doubt speeding whenever he was harassing his neighbors, so just ramping his car up, getting it even louder, trying to annoy them to get a reaction out of them for some of that TikTok clout. But it does end up getting worse. Like I said, it kind of has to get worse and worse for them to get any amount of views. So this guy ramps it up. He actually ends up swerving his car at enormous speed, almost hitting the neighbor's son. And this led to an altercation where the neighbor's son wanted to fight him. As you can see, this is actually a picture from the video where he's basically confronting Zach and wants to fight him. Now, throughout this entire situation, the cops had actually been called, and no doubt the neighbors were complaining to the cops and begging them to actually take some action against Zach, as he was being a complete menace and was going to continue being that. But the cops couldn't actually do anything because of quarantine apparently, but I have no idea what that actually means. Maybe they couldn't evict them or something along those lines, but at the end of the day, the cops didn't do anything to help the neighbors out.
You won't do anything even though you saw video proof, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
For your video, that is correct.
Thank you.
Which is just unfortunate knowing what actually happened, but eventually the neighbors had enough and they all went over to Zachary's house in his garage to try to confront him head on. And this is where it actually gets really bad. Sarah told the Jerem's son, otherwise known as the neighbor's son, and Zachary's wife basically told the neighbor's son that they'd better back up because they were not going to like what's coming out of the house. And soon the neighbor actually arrived inside their truck, and this is where the entire fight ensued, where Zachary actually brought 2 knives and a stun gun, which he obviously had an intent to record because his wife was actually filming the entire thing. No one actually has the video. I believe it was like removed, but she was actually recording the entire thing to post to TikTok, and I have no idea why they thought this would be allowed on the platform. I feel like that would have got removed instantly, but a brief but violent melee then ensued, during which the stun gun was repeatedly fired, and Lathium's wife urged him to drop the knife. The prosecution filing says William Durham was stabbed under the armpit, puncturing his lung in what was thought to be the fatal wound, the filing says. So sadly, this guy actually passed away from bringing a knife to this entire confrontation, and this was all filmed by Zach's wife for that TikTok clout. So this is just a series of unfortunate events. Zach was just being a complete menace, then he ended up doing something that he most likely regretted. Like, there was no way that you thought that TikTok clout was worth bringing a knife to a confrontation with your neighbor, and this guy's obviously in jail now, but this is just a horrible situation. I feel so bad for the neighbor's family member that actually passed away, but at least we got this menace off the streets, and his TikTok account has no videos on it now, so the clout definitely was not worth it, and it ended up not even mattering in the end. So TikTok just has these massive problems on their website. Obviously, I don't think it's TikTok's fault. It's more like these people's mindsets of getting like famous off of TikTok, which will never happen, or if it does happen, it'll only be for like a short amount of time. Most people on TikTok are definitely not famous, and it's actually pretty hard to get consistent views on TikTok as far as I've seen, so it's just not worth it, and people can literally just do so much better. Anyway, speaking of clout, make sure you guys go ahead and like the video and subscribe, notifications on for more videos like this in the future, because this is a brand new channel and it'll really help me out. Just comment your videos on different situations, and peace.